Hi, I'm Becca from My Crazy Good Life. Today we're making lime coconut bites. It's the perfect amount of sweetness for an after dinner snack when you're craving something but you don't want to have an all-out dessert. These are made with very simple ingredients. We have unsweetened shredded coconut, we have some honey, coconut oil, and then just a little bit of lime and lime zest. So we're going to add all of our ingredients to a bowl that we can mix together. We're going to use the zest of 1 lime. Be really careful when you're using the lime zester because you can very easily grab a knuckle or the end of your nail. And so I always like to stabilize it over the bowl and then drag my citrus over it. And to be honest, this is just for color, and so these they don't really look like lime coconut bites, they look like coconut bites, and I wanted to make sure that they had some pretty green in there, and so that's what the zest is for. So if you don't have a lime zester, it's really not an issue. You can definitely skip this. We're going to use just about a teaspoonful of lime juice. And now we can mix them all together. So sometimes I will heat up the coconut oil and honey if it seems to be a little bit tough or if it's cold outside, because sometimes it doesn't mix together well. And this is not a nice and neat recipe. This is definitely a messier one because you're using your hands to roll the balls and because you're using a ton of coconut oil and honey. They're both pretty sticky. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this down and mix it the rest of the way with my hands. This recipe makes 8 servings, and I calculate all of the nutrition information based on that. And so in order to get 8 servings, what I try to do is I take my bowl and I will just divide it in half. And this is rough. This is a very rough estimate. And then I'll divide it in half again. And then again. So you see we have little triangles here. And they're not perfect, but they're going to get us a good start. These definitely stick together better after they're in the fridge for a little while. So for right now, the goal is to just get them into balls. They're not going to be perfect and they're not going to be beautiful, but they're delicious. And so we're going to stick them in the fridge, and that's when they're going to harden up a little bit. It's that coconut oil. The closer that it gets to room temperature, the harder that it is to work with. Now that we're done rolling them, we're going to stick them in the fridge for a few minutes. So you need to do this step because you want the coconut oil to harden so you can actually bite it. Otherwise it's going to fall apart in your hand. And so I'm going to stick them in the fridge for about 5 to 10 minutes, or you can even stick them in the freezer, and then we'll pull them out and we'll look at them. Guys, I just pulled these out of the fridge and they look perfect. So when you squeeze them, they don't have a lot of give, which is exactly what you want. You want that firm texture. And I feel like for a healthy dessert, this is perfect. This is satisfying, it gives you something to chew on, and it's sweet, but it's not super sweet. They're delicious.